Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, everybody, to Swolfie ASMR. In tonight's video, we are starting a new series. This is a coloring series. If you guys didn't know, it was around Christmas time. I got a bunch of coloring books. I got some markers, some colored pencils, a bunch of art supplies just to, color and do that kind of stuff. So one of the books we actually got was called Colorful Journeys. And in this book, you just got a bunch of different scenic areas that we're going to be able to color. So, why not start a series just going down the entire book? There's, a good amount of pages in here. So a lot of, videos to be had on this series. I'm super excited. Again, the new format, kind of, the camera looking down at my desk and just seeing what I'm doing. I'm having a lot of fun with those. It opens up a lot of different opportunities and things for that, for me, just to entertain you guys. So I'm super excited. Let's go. I think we should just jump straight into it. Hopefully you guys can get nice and relaxed. Possibly fall asleep to the video tonight. And if you guys are here for the I hope I could help you guys out there as well. But let's jump straight into it. Alright guys, so we have our Colorful Journeys coloring book here. Again, I got this around Christmas time, and I've been waiting to use this, so we're going to open it up. Here on the front it says, "Welcome to a world where color meets adventure." This coloring book is not just a collection of designs. It's a passport to peace and a journey to joy. As you flip through these pages, you'll find yourself transported to scenes inspired by the spirit of a wanderlust, each one awaiting your unique touch of creativity. So grab your colors, find a cozy nook, and let the stress of the everyday fade away as you color your way through the beauty of the world. So here we have our first page. It says, "Let adventure be your guide." So that is exactly what we're going to be doing. We have our markers right next to us. So we'll go ahead and pop it open here. Got lots of different colors to choose from here. They're all very vibrant. 36 markers here. So, I think the most obvious spot to start with would be the sun. So we're going to go ahead with our yellow marker here. So it looks like they all come with two ends. Either a thicker end like this one, or if you open the other side, a little more, pointy, direct. I think we're going to start with this side, the pointy side, on the yellow marker. Now we're just going to get the inside of the sun here. I'm not much of a colorer, so do not mind me getting in between the lines, because it definitely is possible and will most likely happen. But yeah, we're just gonna get the sun here real quick. Here, I'm gonna do the outside, the borders. And then we can switch sides here. We'll get that one back on. lemon yellow. It doesn't look as lemony to me right now, but hopefully that will change. Oh yeah, look at that filling. Immediately. Here we go. Maybe. I think these are bleeding through, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a little bit. Honestly, that's okay. Because luckily it's one picture per page, and then behind that picture are the words, so you know that doesn't really matter. We'll be okay with this. So there was the yellow for the sun. That's probably all we'll use it for. Next, I think we're just gonna go ahead and get this cactus down here at the bottom. We got our green right here, a vivid green. Vivid green. So we got our pointy side here. So let's go ahead. Oh, that's a very nice green color for the cactus. That's like perfect. I'll try and draw a little bit lighter, just so we're not bleeding through as badly. But I think regardless, it might still bleed through. We'll take just a quick glance to see. Yeah, so no matter what, it's gonna bleed through, which is totally okay. But yeah, we got the cactus filled in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need green for now. I don't think so. So we're gonna go ahead and put our green back in there. I'm not gonna lie. Next, I'm looking at the RV here. I feel like I might go for the classic, like, cream slash, like a darkish red, like maroon red for the RV. So we're gonna go ahead with the light side. This is called Baby Skin Pink. Baby Skin Pink. So I think we're gonna go for the body of the RV with this color. And then the top and bottom section, we're obviously gonna go with the maroon kind of color. Keep in mind, none of these markers have been used yet, so, you know, that could also be a reason why it's kind of bleeding through. Yeah, they just are all brand new. Which means we're gonna have to double coat a lot of what we're drawing, just to make sure it's all the same color. There we go. That's a nice color, actually. Not the exact cream color I was looking for, but it'll do. So yeah, we go for it twice to match up, and I'm in between the lines. Oh no. Oh gosh. That's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so we got the front of it. Look at the... That's the back of it, I should say. Now look at the front of the RV. Yeah, I'm very much outside the lines. But who knows, maybe by the time we get to the end of this book, it will be a lot better. This is my first time drawing or coloring in quite a long time, too, so gotta keep that in mind. this is hopefully a maroon kind of red. It looks like it would be. I'm hoping it's the same color as that right there. So we're going to go ahead and get the top and the bottom. It's a little too red, I think, just a little too dark, but it still should look pretty nice. The more it settles into, the better it looks. Like the sun is a lot better of a color, I feel like, than what I just looked at. Make sure we don't get in between the lines here. We're doing pretty good. There's that top part. Now we really gotta get in this bottom part. I'm gonna do it in here as well, right above the tire and on the sides. And then look at the bottom, like, ledge of the door. I think that would be the same color. So far looking pretty good. And then right there. Alright. I actually like how that looks. Like, I really do. I think that was a good colorway to go with for the RV. But we're gonna go ahead and put that back. I'm gonna go with a, here we go, a brick brown. We're gonna get the wood here. And then I think we're gonna make the door brown as well. So hopefully it's a good solid brown. Oh, that is a nice brown. Hopefully those are logs on the bottom that I'm making brown right now. If not, I mean, they are now. Alright. Let's do it. I'm gonna go with a brown door on the RV. Probably would be a better idea to have kept it either white or just a lighter color, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, that's not too shabby, I'm not gonna lie. And then we'll fill in. We'll just fill in the rest of that. So there's the brown. I do see there's a couple plants right here on the bottom. I don't know if those are like plants, but I'm gonna go with a light green here. We're gonna go with pale green. Pale green. And fill those in real quick, just the two of them. Should be pretty light green. It's a, I don't know, it looks very similar to the green that we had already used, but this is a very nice green here. So we'll fill that in a little bit outside the lines there, but that's alright. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab a cool gray. Cool gray. And we're gonna fill in those tires. I was thinking about using black, but I think this should be pretty dark. Yeah, very much. So there's those. I think we're gonna keep the windows on the RV white. But then the inner part of the wheels, and then here the hook part on the front and the back of the RV, we're gonna do like a silver using a lot of it, so kind of nice. But there's that. We got inside the tires here. I don't know. It looks okay. On the tires, I'm not too sure, not 100%. But there's the RV finished. That's the RV done. Now, we're gonna have to think of a nice green and or like, I don't know, I was thinking for the bottom, since there's, a cactus right here, like a sand kind of color. So I'll see what I can do here. So we have either, okay, not that one. That was the same color as the RV. So we would either have to go with a olive green, or right here we have a Canaria yellow. Yeah, Canaria yellow. So let's see how this looks on the side here. It's hard to tell. It really is. We're gonna grab this yellow here as well. The yellow ochre. I'm butchering these for sure, but we need to compare. So we got the canary yellow, and then we have a little bit. I think we would have to go with this darker one for the flooring, and then we will pack up the canary yellow. I think this one just looks a little bit more like sand, although we're not really going to be able to get the exact color. But I think we'll have to go ahead and fill out everything with this yellowish color. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the picture. I'll be a little upset if it does. But again, this is like probably the best and closest I could get to like a sand kind of color. It doesn't really look like there's a lot lighter of colors in here. So we're just gonna go ahead and fill this in. Here I should go from bottom down the line. Just get around the border of everything here. Get around these objects as well. Make sure we're not mixing colors at all. And then we'll get around the RV. Make sure we're not mixing those colors either. There we go. It's looking nice so far. I think now that I'm looking at it with more of it filled in, I think we did pick the right color. Because when it's starting to dry up on the paper, you can see just in this corner right now it's starting to get a little bit more of like kind of like a wet sand almost, you know what I mean? Like obviously there's some sand that's really light, but this is what it looks like if it was sand, or if it was a little damp or compacted. So I think we did a good job with making sure we got the right color for that. I think I gotta go up and down here. I'm trying to be very light on the page too, so that I truly am not like fully ruining the pages. A little light motorcycle ASMR in the background. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, obviously it bleeds through already. So hopefully, once we get further into the book, it won't start bleeding onto, you know, the pictures that we've already done. Because if that happens, I would have to switch to, like, realistically, I should already be using my colored pencils. I have a giant pack of colored pencils with, like, 100+ colors in it. It has, like, different shades of every color. I should be using that, but markers just seemed a lot more fun. And with markers, you can, I feel like, fill it out a lot quicker than if I were to be using colored pencils right now. Yeah, we just got this big square now. Just going super slow. Oh no. And then I just absolutely messed it up. But yeah, we'll try and fill this in a bit quicker. I should be using, yeah, I will use it. I'm gonna go with the other side. A little bit thicker of a side. But I need to get it so it's not just this small line. I need the whole, I don't know how to, it's the bottom of it, okay? So, here we go. There we go. Now we're talking. I think I just gotta press down on it more. I'm being too gentle with this side. Oh no, I feel like I'm not doing this. Oh, there we go. There we go. And we're staying in between the lines. Very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, here we go. We're cooking. We are cooking one up. And there we go. We missed. I could probably get in between there, in that little spot in the fire. And we got it. I mean, that does not look bad at all. I thought it was gonna look a lot worse, but that actually looks really good. I think next we're gonna go with the mountains here. I don't know if I want to make them like, I don't even really know if I want to make them like rock mountains, like a gray, or if I want to do like maybe like a green, kind of like, it's hard. I don't know, it's a tough decision. I think I'm gonna go with a dark gray. This is tough, guys. I'm gonna go with the sky, actually. You know what? I am going to get the sky blue. A pastel blue here. So this should be a very light, very nice blue. Hopefully the exact one that I'm looking for. We're about to find out. Oh, that is like perfect. So now I just get the border all the way around here quick. And then this is one where we can actually kind of go ahead and scribble in everything. Once we get that border out, I just don't want to go too far over these lines, because once I get scribbling, it's out of control. But just nice and steady all the way around. Make sure we cut off at the spots we need to. So here on the hills, we got all down here still. We got here, and then back up, and then we also got right in here. sunbeams and stuff like that, but we'll see how it looks. There it is. Looks like we have all the... Here, let's get the borders around the clouds actually too, just so we're really playing it safe. Very thin clouds. You might have to make those like maybe either a light gray or just kind of keep them white as they are right now. There's that, and then one last cloud right here. And there we go. And now we can go a bit bulkier here and start scribbling these in. Again, I'm still trying to keep it somewhat light so it doesn't bleed fully through, but I'm also trying to get it where I can feel, like, oh, there we go. We're on a roll right now. We found our rhythm. Yeah, we just want all of it to get covered while trying to keep it as kind of light as possible so that it's not bleeding through insanely. Even though it probably is regardless. Match that blue here. We're gonna have to double coat the borders that we just did just to match everything and make sure it's all the right color. So we're going around the sun. We can fill in this whole gap over here. We got a little bit of marker seeping through that black line onto the mountain, but that's okay. That works kind of nice, like a nice, like half circular motion. It's very, it's working very well. So yeah, this blue ended up very like teal, not very, oh no, not at all. Like look at that. I guess it's kind of similar in color, but the bottom part of this marker compared to the actual color on the page is a lot different. So, I mean, this is the lightest blue of marker that we have as well, so it literally will have to do. And we're already in too deep, so it's not like we can redo it. This is permanent in here forever. On the final stretch of the sky. Oh no, we got one of the clouds. Oh no, we got it even more. Oh gosh. We'll just darken up all the areas that need it to kind of match. Looks like up here a little bit is slightly too light. And then over here there's a little bit. Just literally like the slightest. And I'll just add that extra tone to the whole thing. Like that. Alright. So we got the whole sky filled. We did get in between some of the clouds, but I think we're going to go ahead and keep them that color. Because again, the only other color I could think of is a light gray, but the light gray is like the color of the inside of those wheels. So we still have to think of the mountains. feel like a gray would be nice. I don't want to do like snowy mountains because they're not snowy mountains. But I'm thinking maybe we could do maybe a brown and then the top part being more green. I think we're gonna go for that. I think that's the plan here. So we got our brown here. We're gonna go ahead and do some like squiggles for the brown. Because then the top part we can have like, you know, green there. And we'll add a little more this way. We'll have it going kind of downwards. And then maybe like that. So everything on the bottom of this is going to be kind of brown. I feel like this is a hit or miss. And we're really about to find out once we get it down here more. I'm terrified that we potentially picked the wrong color here. But we should be okay. Over the RV. Yeah, it'll either look, probably really bad while we're working on it, like this, or, you know, we get a lot more colored in and it'll just look a lot better. I'm assuming this part's mountain, so we're just gonna do all this brown as well. And just really fill that in. Okay. So far, I feel like it's not awful. Of course, could be better. Got a bunch of mini trees here. Oh, we just mixed that color with the sand. Got that mountain filled in. We'll fill in this corner here. That probably was supposed to be blue, but that's okay. We'll get over here. Alright, so there's all the brown. Honestly, could have been worse. I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty good with the white, the frosted tips on the mountains. But, again, this isn't really the scenery of like snowy mountains. We got a desert with a cactus right here, so it makes no sense. So we're gonna go for, so we've used the pale green, we've used the vivid green. We have a few different colors. We have the turquoise green. We have a dark green. We have, oh, dropping them. We have a deep olive green, or we have a yellow green. I think we're gonna try. Hold on, let's get a sampler of each one. Alright, fuck a sampler, I think. Alright, we do not need a sampler. That one looks really good. I think that'll look good on the top of the mountains. The deep, what is this? Yeah, the deep olive green. seen mountains like this. To be honest, I have not traveled in a while, so like thinking of ideal mountains that aren't like, again, the default snowy frosted tip mountains. I feel like this is not too shabby. Hopefully it'll look a lot better once all of them are filled in green and not, just half of them. Almost done. And just like that, guys, we are done. That does not look too bad, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the mountains were gonna look a lot worse, but I feel like we did pretty good with this one. Let adventure be your guide. Let adventure be your guide. Let's take a look and see the bleed through result also. Yeah, so it bleeds through the whole thing. It did a little bit onto here as well, so I'm kind of scared that the next ones will bleed in to this one. But at least we got it done. At least we have a final product. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip that like this, and there we go. That is final product number 1. And it is completely done, but I'm gonna go ahead and fill out this border here. Let's just pick a nice, like, random color. I think this would be pretty cool. We have a vermilion. Never heard of this color. But why not make the border this color? I feel like it's a decent accent to the colors that are in there, so it'll make it kind of pop more. So that was just a good portion of, greens and browns, I feel like, that we used for this one. So we still have a whole bunch of different colors to try. There's a bunch of purples, there's a bunch of pinks, and a couple of different oranges and reds. There's not a whole bunch of yellows. There's like one more brighter yellow, but I mean, this one kind of looks a little brown for a yellow, so this border was a lot more work than I thought. I'll turn it upside down quick. And get all that in there. We're on like the final stretch. Here we go. this line quick. Alright. I can flip it back around. And there we go, guys. That is it for the first drawing out of this book. I'm excited to turn this into a series. I have this book with just random locations, and then I have another one with, like, you know, popular, like, it has like the Eiffel Tower and all that stuff in it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me color. Hopefully I didn't upset you guys with the color choices I made, but I hope you guys could get nice and relaxed tonight, possibly fall asleep to the video. And if any of you guys were here for the tickles, I hope I can help you guys out there as well. But until next time, guys, I will see you.